Peace and well, and today I am in day 2 of my official non-processed vegan journey. So it has been a transition that I am very compassionate about, and so today I just wanted to put a salad together that I feel is going to be very good. Okay, so I threw out a lot of foods that I no longer eat anymore, and that includes me being a non-processed food vegan. So I don't do processed foods. In addition to that, I don't do meats anymore. I don't do dairy anymore. I don't do seafood anymore, which I consider like a meat for the most part, which I know is probably different. But that's just my opinion. I don't do sugars anymore. I don't do starches anymore. I don't do pasta anymore. And I don't do breads anymore. So that's a lot of stuff. And I've had to throw out a lot of food. And at one point I told myself that I was throwing away money, just start once I use those foods up. And I decided that some things are priceless. All right. And it got to a point where I started to throw away different dishes. So I was going to get rid of these thin dishes. And I told myself, okay, maybe that's a little extreme. So I just didn't want any memory of the foods that I no longer eat. And that's why I was going to throw this out. So I told myself to just, make it be a good thing. Because right now I have replaced pasta with chickpeas. Do arugula. So we got the arugula. Now I'm going to use my chickpeas, which I stated that I replaced pasta with. So I no longer do the pasta, and these are chickpeas. So I'm going to just go ahead and put those there. This may be half a cup of chickpeas. Now I want to do cucumber. So let's do cucumber, which is here. All right, so push the table again. Sorry, shaking, but this is what we have so far. All right. Now I want to do mango. I like mango. Mango, that's some good stuff. I don't know if you like mango, but so this is mango right here. Let's see. I'll do it like this so I don't shake the table. All right, so mango. I love mango. Mango. I ran out of pears. I probably would have put some pear in here as well because I like pears too. I can honestly say that the foods that I have been eating have made me feel better. Overall energy, it's almost like a light feel too. I cannot even explain it, but you know how the foods that I used to eat, the meats and processed foods, chips, because I should have brought some paper towels. Hold on. All right, this will do. So chips were a weakness of mine, and I would eat those, and I don't think that most people probably relate to how they feel after they eat certain foods, but the heaviness, or I don't even know the word for it, but what I'm trying to say is when I have transitioned and now that I eat these type foods, it's like a light feeling. You just feel so good. It's almost like it's a de-stressor too. It's like you're not under stress, like something has been lifted, and it just could be because our digestive system has to use less energy to process these foods. That's just my assumption. I don't know, but I'm just saying that I feel so much better and so much lighter and so much at peace when I eat these foods. I can't explain it, but that's the best way. All right, so now I have avocado. And so put that in there. I'm just going to slice this avocado up, okay? And avocado, it depends on the dish. I really, I don't know. Sometimes I go back and forth with avocado, to be honest. And let's see what else. Cabbage. I started eating cabbage more. I don't like cabbage. But I started eating that more. I need to get into Brussels sprouts, but at any rate, I'm going to do better. All right, so I've kind of sliced up the avocado to put here. And I don't normally, yeah, avocado. Gotta do what you gotta do. So yes, got that in there. And lastly, what we're gonna do is peppers. So I got these different color peppers. Slice those. This is a process. It really is, but for anybody who's looking to transition or to just do better by themselves, because that's all that it boils down to me, in my opinion. You hear a lot of people saying that, you know, to save the planet, okay? The earth does not need us. And so when I hear people say that, it kind of annoys me, because the bigger issue is, what about saving people, okay? Because nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. So the planet is going to be fine. It has been fine for over 1 billion years. So when I hear people talking about saving a planet and not saving people, because to me, that's what this movement is about. Saving yourself, saving people, and informing them of what the journey is really about, or to let them know why they're not feeling their best. Because the toxic foods that we're eating, or that we have been led to believe are good for us, are not actually good for us. Okay, so to me, the whole save the planet thing is deceptive. And I'm not saying that there are not things that we cannot do or should not do to help improve the environment, by all means. But when you allow companies to produce chemicals, that's not telling me that you're really wanting to save the planet. When you're allowing certain companies to put toxins in our foods, and especially, you know, baby food and food for children, people who cannot really speak for themselves or defend themselves or advocate for themselves. So you're talking about save a planet, but you're okay with making your money off putting toxic foods in the food and poisoning the soil. You've actually sold farmers soil that's made out of plant sludge. And you have all these farmers whose land has been contaminated from PFAS. And so many people have had blood tests done who live in these parts where they were buying the food from the farmers, that it was a program that they were basically made and told that, hey, this is good for your, this will make your crops grow. And if you look at it, you guys, that's what I'm saying. You just have to be careful. If you look at this, this so-called fertilizer that the feds was selling to farmers, or telling them that they had to use, it looks like sludge. It looks like sludge, and it's almost like, how do you not see this? You see this with your eyes, but you didn't know this with your mind. I mean, how did you not know that this was not going to turn out good? I don't understand that. So my thing is, if you were really worried about saving a planet, why are you doing this? Why all these chemicals in our foods? Why all the pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides? You know, wouldn't that be the thing that you would do if you really cared? when you give people the option to buy seeded fruits in addition to seedless, you know, you're taking choice away, freedom, and your option to basically choose. And I think that's really sinister in my opinion. But unfortunately, we live in a society where it's profits over people, and that's why you have to really advocate for yourself. And that's what this is about for me. So after the peppers, this is what we're looking like right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is kind of put some spices on it. So I'm going to do onion powder, just a little bit of onion powder. All right, we're going to do some cracked pepper. And this is how it's looking with those two seasonings right there. And now, oh, let's put some sesame seeds. Sesame seeds. And let's do some oregano. I haven't used this yet, so open the oregano. Okay. That looks so good. But, all right, so we got the oregano. So that's what we're looking like right now. And I am going to put a little red wine vinegar on it, because now, I mean, I've been making my own salad dressings even before this journey right here. I was making my own salad dressings because, yeah, I don't have to explain that. And lastly, we're going to do some honey. All right, got the honey. This is what we're looking like now. And I'm just going to toss it. Nonetheless, I don't regret being on this journey. I'm actually, I consider this a blessing. I'm so grateful, because I don't wish the way I felt after eating that pizza and the dairy impacted me like that. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm just grateful that it happened. And now that I'm on this journey and how I feel about it, and it's really easy. Actually, it's fun creating different meals and putting it together. You know, one of my friends' mom told him to light a candle when he was cooking, and that would kind of get rid of the smell of the meats or whatever, you know, you're cooking. And so I started doing that, and I was like, okay, yeah, this works. It's cool. I don't have to worry about that on this vegan diet. There are no worries, because the aroma is so good. The food smells so good. Oh my goodness. I should have brought my nuts over here. Okay, I didn't, so it's fine. So this is what we have after I've tossed the salad. And I can give it a taste test, and let's see what happens. This is really good. One thing I noticed being on this journey is that you can eat some food, and once you start chewing it, you get this burst of flavor. It hits you. You know, you're chewing it and you're like, no, this is good. And then you get another flavor or another burst of flavor, and it's like, oh my goodness. All right, so that's my salad here, and it's really good. I even feel good after that first bite. It's just something about it. It makes you just feel so good, so light, so at peace, okay? And I know that's because your digestive system does not have to work as hard to break down food and process it so that it can distribute nutrients out to your body. And lastly, I do want to say this. I noticed when I was on the meat before this journey here, in the morning, I would always wake up. It was every morning. I would wake up, and for some reason, my body temperature would be so high. And I was like, maybe it's that part of, like, you hear friends and relatives talking about hot flashes or whatever, and I was like, maybe that's it. But I was wondering, why is it in the morning only? That was the only time I would experience this, in the morning. Or after I ate something that I assumed had some type of, hormones or something in it, which was an indicator for me to not eat that food ever again. Okay, so now that I've been on this non-processed vegan journey without meats, without dairy, without pasta, without bread, without sugar, without starches, and other crazy processed stuff that's out there, since I've been on this journey, my body temperature, I don't wake up with that situation anymore. And so what I thought to myself is, when we're sleeping and getting rest, our body is trying to reset, repair itself to get us ready for another rotation around the sun, another day. So when my body was trying to get me ready for the next day and pull out things that are beneficial to it, it was an overdrive, or your body's having to use so much power, so much energy, so much force to break that stuff down that you've eaten that you shouldn't have been eating anyways, okay? Your body is working so hard to do that for you, is using so much energy that it's generating heat. And I could be totally wrong, but this is how I am rationalizing this, okay? Y'all probably know by now I am a realist. So I'm thinking, my body was using all the resources and energy that it could to try and break that food down that I've eaten throughout the day, and process it. And when energy produces heat, and so that was my body generating heat because it was working to break stuff down that I shouldn't have eaten anyway. But it was basically going into overtime, trying to do this. So now that I've been on this diet, that no longer happens because my body is at peace and at harmony, and it can easily break foods like this down and distribute the nutrients, and it doesn't have to use as much energy. And so there's a balance and a calmness there. And I guess that's what I was trying to say in the beginning of how I feel when I have, had a whole day of eating just non-processed vegan plant-based foods or whatever. I can't even begin to explain, but I would encourage you to just try it, even for just 1 week. Just dedicate 1 week to eating good plant-based whole foods that are real, and just see how you feel. I can only be a witness for you, and this is my testimony, and I just hope you give it a try. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. Well and peace.